We're the Logans, everybody!
Hi, we're the Logans.
I'm Honor.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Leona Blue.
Welcome to the Logans World. This is our weekly podcast where we just get you up to date on everything that's been going on in our world this week.
Today we've got a right old charmer of a podcast for you. You're gonna love it.
Oh, what's that?
Today we're going to talk about me and only me.
Right, okay then.
It's a very important subject.
So
Right,
that
we're
will
bored
only last-
already.
That will only last a minute then.
Yep.
So now on to the real important
Oh,
stuff.
great.
I can't remember what we were going to talk about.
I can't either.
Okay, this is the part where I take over. I am the brains of the group.
The
Yeah,
sense and
yeah.
sensibility.
So, what I wanted to talk about was Taylor has been really binging Netflix to the point where she hasn't left her room. I mean, that's kind of normal for Taylor, but it's become really bad, actually.
Like, when we say she hasn't left her room, she hasn't left her room. Taylor, can I ask what that bucket was at the corner of your room?
Why don't you get a straw and find out, honey?
She's also started getting room service up to her room where our younger brothers and sisters bringing up food. So I think she's just caught onto a trick here.
Yeah,
No.
no.
You say that as if it's like a new thing. This is the perspective we should have, is that it's been terrible that this hasn't been going on for the past 20 years. Like, we really should be saying, why have we only just realised that we should be serving Taylor food now?
And Taylor, why would we be serving you food?
Because that's what you do for
Well, for queens like yourself.
for goddesses like myself.
See,
Get on my
sorry,
level.
I do apologise about that, Taylor.
Anyway, I know what you were going to talk about. Before we jump on the let's make fun of Taylor train, which seems to happen every single time we do a podcast, you were going to talk about spoilers.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Spoilers.
As well as binging Netflix for probably about 20 hours a day, I also seem to be the person that will spoil anything you're also watching.
Everything.
I said to
Everything.
So Leona and my younger sister Biba are currently watching Prison Break from the start.
I've never seen Prison Break.
Well, actually, do you know I've watched it all before, but I was so young. It was when it first came out. How many years ago was it?
No idea.
Long time. So I actually can't remember anything past the first season, to be honest.
So I said to Biba, who's watching it as well,
I've not
shut your
heard
ears.
this. No,
just in case.
don't say the spoiler.
But then I can't tell my story and we've not got a podcast.
I'm sorry, you can't ruin that whole show for me.
Right,
Just no.
shut your ears. So I said to Biba, I said, have you seen Prison Break? Knowing that we've all watched it before. And she said, yes. I'm not going to say it, okay? I'm not going to say it. I said,
Can I open my ears?
yeah, open your ears. I said, okay. And I said, because I didn't really like when this happened in season 2. Blah, 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 blah. And Biba went, I'm not at that part yet. And I was like, and she was so mad at me. She was like, actually,
Well,
she
you were
was
just about to spoil it there for me.
Yeah, so
You had
Taylor has no restraint
no
whatsoever.
empathy there whatsoever, Taylor.
So just to give you a wee bit of an insight, when I watch something on Netflix, this is so sad, but this is really what I do. I wait until the full things come out, and then I go on my phone while I'm watching it and I Google the spoilers. I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer just now, and
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. So I've never seen that before. It came out. I was really young when it came out, so now I'm rewatching it. All the episodes are there. So I've literally been Googling, like, does this person die? Does Buffy end up with this person as it's happening on screen? I'm like, this fight scene will probably last 4 minutes. So I just Google, like, who dies at the end.
I know why you do it.
Why?
Because you're the most impatient person I have ever met,
Yeah.
Taylor.
Do you really think so?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But I have a question for everybody listening. Is this normal behaviour? Is that something, but you never know, we might get lots of people that message in saying, I'm exactly the same. For me, I don't know, I get some, like, satisfaction knowing that I know the answer. When Buffy's
But-
like, I don't know if I'll ever see him again, I'm like,
This is
But
how
you will.
Taylor makes herself feel smart. But
maybe that's what it is.
I want to know though, are you a spoiler or are you a spoilie? That's not a thing.
Okay,
But-
spoiler.
No, I have a really...
I'm a spoiler, but I'm a spoiler in a different way. So where Taylor looks up all the answers, I'm really good at piecing things together. So I kind of work out way at the start how the whole thing's going to unfold. And it's me and my sister Biba, she goes mad because I always say, oh, you know what's going to happen there because look, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, just don't tell me anymore. Stop.
You did that.
Just
you did that
leave.
with, was it the OA that we watched together, and you'd figured out the whole thing, and then I was like, I remember that was the first time for me. It was so, like, this plot line was so, like, intricate, and you were like, so this happened, and that means blah 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 blah. And then I was like, nah, it's too like this. The writers have got this one, and then it all happened, and I was like,
I find that our younger sister Biba does this to me as well. I think so. Biba studies film, so she sort of gets how things are written, and when you see something set up, she goes, I know why they've done this. That's called blah 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 blah, and this is to make the audience feel like this, so that this, and she just ruins the whole thing. You're like, I'm just trying to enjoy it.
So actually, what I've just realised is that the reason I Google the spoilers is because everybody just tells me them anyway. You do it. You do it. She does it.
I have a really bad habit of accidentally spoiling it for myself. So I'll watch something and I'll go, oh, I really like this character. I'm going to look them up so I can follow them on Instagram.
Exactly.
Or I'm like, oh, this
Leona's
guy's
a
really handsome.
celebrity
We're going to follow him. And then always I'll look up who is, so say for Prison Break, who is blah, blah, blah in Prison Break. And then it'll come up and it'll say, did something die? Or why did this person die? Why did this person kill this person? And I'm like, I've just ruined the whole show.
No.
I just wanted to look at this beautiful face and it's ruined.
The other way is don't go on Twitter
No.
and put in the hashtag, because you will have people spoiling it and they don't even have the courtesy to say spoiler alert. So
Well, that was a
stay
huge
off Twitter
thing.
because that's something that always happens to me. I go on and I'm like, what do people think of this episode 1? And then they've already said the
Ruined the whole
ending.
thing. That was a big thing for Game of Thrones, wasn't it? That everybody was spoiling it. It was just coming up. So say it came out that night and the next morning it was all over Facebook,
Yeah.
all over Instagram. You would swipe and it would be there.
But I
And it
find
was-
as well, in I've got the news section on my phone is just spoilers
Really?
for the things I'm watching. So like for example, I was watching Killing Eve, and
Oh, be careful.
I'm not going to do any spoilers,
Okay.
but so probably at that time I was Googling, I love the fashion, I love the scenery, so I'm always Googling like, where is it filmed, what are they wearing, who designed their clothes. So it was all Killing Eve for a while, but it would just be, the headline was just what had happened and where the episodes were going, and Josie Comer says this about this that happened, and I was like, oh,
I think that
You
should just be
ruined
made a crime.
Yep.
Punishable by death.
To be honest,
you
this
went from 0 to
conversation,
1 million.
this conversation has given me anxiety because I just got a feeling Taylor is going to spoil something for me.
She probably
I've got the feeling, so I just nip it in the bud, Taylor.
No more
Stop
spoilers,
talking.
please.
But just as well, what have you all been watching? What have been your lockdown favourites? What about you two? What have you been watching?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Taylor,
And
you're so behind.
but I remember your friend Megan in school loved Buffy
Yeah.
the Vampire Slayer, and now I must have just missed it. And now I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, I see why this
I
is
used
so
to
good.
watch it with our big brother Max. That was also something that I wasn't supposed to stay up to watch, but I did it.
Yeah. I think we all did
really
that
loved
when we were
it.
younger.
It's like scary, but not too scary. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
What am I watching right now?
Prison
Prison Break again, Breaking Bad again. But I watched these a long, long time ago, so I don't know. I think I've got a really bad habit of not paying attention when I'm watching things.
Leona, you go on your phone
And-
looking up the hot celebrities that are in
that's
it
exactly
while it's
why.
happening.
Yeah,
She's like,
That's
I
probably why.
I think I'm on episode 2 because I don't know what's been. I'm like, you're on season 7. You've just been on Instagram going, hi.
Who is
Leona
this?
Logan has
Ooh.
added you to her story.
Anyway, so I think we've confirmed that Taylor is the ultimate spoiler.
To be
And
honest,
I'm a casualty, and so is Leona.
I'm
Taylor
not
is a
even,
walking
Damage.
spoiler.
I'm not even, I'm not even offended because I know this is the start of the show and this is the segment where you need to get lots of stuff off your chest. I'm happy to, be the scapegoat for that. You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks very much for that, Taylor.
Were you going to
So
talk
you
about
saved-
anything
saved the day
interesting?
again.
Well, I was thinking about when I was getting ready for this today, actually, because we've been in quarantine for 3 months now, roughly. I've not really been wearing any makeup. And when I was putting it on, I was like, this is the strangest feeling. It's almost, I looked in the mirror and I was like, that's not my face. But it just got me thinking that, should we be wearing makeup and where does that come from? Why are we expected as women to, when you're getting ready for something, you have to
Yeah.
put your makeup on?
And it's actually really funny because lots of people, when you see this kind of conversation, say, oh, but you're not expected. I don't ask you to wear makeup. But
Yeah.
it's not. It's the idea that it's so embedded sort of culturally and in our society that it is expected, whether you like it or not. If the truth is, if you're going to turn up to an interview with no makeup on, probably the person who looks more polished has a higher
Yeah.
chance of getting that job or getting the partner, which is sad, but that's the...
Well, Yeah, that's something I've definitely noticed when growing up. If I put makeup on, people treat you completely different.
Definitely.
Like, I definitely got treated with far more respect when I had makeup on than when I didn't.
How weird is that?
Even I noticed in going shopping, that if I came in well dressed with makeup, people would run after you and go, "Oh, can we get this? Would you like this?" But whereas you go in, I still remember this day going in, I had no makeup on. It was after I'd been training, so I was in my gym clothes, and I wanted to buy a pair of sunglasses. Now I wanted to buy a good expensive pair, so I was in looking.
Yeah.
And I remember the woman just standing behind me and looking, just staring the whole time. She's like, "Can I help you?" Really quite aggressively. And I was like, "Is that..."
Wow.
And obviously I didn't really think much, but I was
Yeah.
I was wearing a hoodie, joggies, old trainers. But I was like, "Well, I
Yeah.
really do need a pair of sunglasses." And it put me right off.
Yeah.
And I was like, had I came in dressed up with my makeup on, yeah.
It's definitely it's a weird thing as women that you are brought up in, how you don't even notice that it starts to just become part of your routine and part of your life. I mean, and some men are embracing that too. I say embrace, that's what I hope, because there is also the line where that turns into feeling like you have to wear makeup, and that I remember there was a time when I felt like that I didn't even want to leave the house without makeup, because I was so used to how that made me look that I felt terrible without it.
Yeah.
I've done a 180 now, but still it's something that is definitely expected of women, and it's hard to rebel against when that is the norm.
Yeah.
It's funny because if I've got something, I remember, especially when I was at uni, if I've got something important to do, I'll put on my glasses. Now, I don't wear I have glasses that have a very slight prescription in them, so they're not necessary. But if I'm doing something that I want to feel like, okay, I'm going to go and work hard, I go into the mode of, okay, I'm not going to put makeup on and I'm going to wear my glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like, again, I think that sets you up for, like you're saying, if you want to hold yourself in a certain way, you know, I'm ready to do something studious, so I'm going to put my glasses on.
Yeah.
Funny, like, it's funny how the difference between sort of how you see yourself, depending on what you're wearing.
Yeah. There's a really good book called BBCiPlayer. I'm going to link it in actually, because I think it's kind of essential reading for all young women and girls. I read ages ago, I'll need to reread it, but that talks all about how as women we are brought up to sort of internalise this idea that we're supposed to look good all the time. Even it's really interesting, right down to things like how young girls at school don't want to take part in PE because they're aware of how they look.
Yeah.
All of these things, it's so interesting how, you know, if we're not careful about, you know, how we see ourselves with makeup and these things, how it can have such a detrimental effect on us in the end. But again, it's also a really creative source, and it's very fun and actually there's so many talented people like you see on Instagram doing really amazing things. So it's getting the line between recognising that it's something to do but it's not who you are.
Yes, I think that puts it. Yes, I think you've just put it so perfectly there. For me, because for me, I think that I almost feel like a different person when I don't have my makeup on. I don't dislike the way I look without makeup or anything, but I definitely like putting on your makeup signals that you're going to work. For me, like putting on your makeup, glamming up is like, okay, this is our work. Especially, I don't know if I've said this, we're 3 sisters in a band. So being glam is a big part of what we do.
See, recently, honestly, being in quarantine, I'm really enjoying not wearing makeup, and I think because we've had a bit of sunshine as well, so I've got a bit of a tan, my skin's nice and clear. I would love to be able to come and sit here right now with no makeup on, but I'll almost have that feeling, would I look bad? Would that look like I'm being lazy? Would people be like, oh, she's not even making an effort? And I sort of have that feeling in the background. And that, I would love to sit here.
But that was really interesting because that sort of shows you the ideas that we've attached to makeup as women, about no makeup being lazy, looking bad, whereas makeup means professional, working. And these are things that you have to understand go way beyond just how women are feeling and goes into the workplace and things like that. You know, if you're talking about going for interviews or something, people are going to see someone with makeup as more professional, less, you know, on the ball, whereas someone without makeup, they might be seen as lazy. I mean, it depends. I'm not saying that this is everyone, but these are definitely things to be aware of when they're so embedded in your culture.
Well, I think it was only just recently, I might be wrong, that they took away the rule for air hostesses that you must wear makeup. That was part of the job. If you turn up, you must be
I
wearing
think
makeup.
it was heels as well. Was
Yeah,
it?
heels
Was it? Was it? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was heels, and a certain height of heels and a height of person as well, wasn't it?
Wow.
All of that and a weight. I'm pretty sure there was a time where you had to be a certain weight
Wow.
as well.
Which is interesting because makeup in general is just fashions.
Yeah.
Like it's funny how that something that is a trend becomes your identity. If I look back at the way I used to do my makeup in school, and I know that you all laugh at me.
Oh no.
At the time though, I was genuinely like, okay, I can't go to school without makeup on. Like when I went to like high school, I was like, I can't go to school.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do eyeliner inside my eyes. That eyeliner inside my eyes, bronzer all over my face, and blusher, and that was it.
Oh, I think this is what as well. Makeup's come on so far. I remember at the time it was the what was that one called? The Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse.
Everybody
And
had Dream Matte Mousse.
So I didn't have enough money to get the foundation. So what I would do is get the concealer and use it as a foundation to make it worse. Remember? So
I did the exact same thing. Concealer as
Yeah.
foundation.
Oh my goodness.
and at the time, fake tan wasn't very good either, and it was fake tan wipes that were like the thing. So I used to just. And the thing was, you didn't have that many, so I would only put it on my legs. So I'd have white arms, like orange legs and orange hands.
That was a fashion though to have.
Yeah, just your legs.
Like orange legs, but white everything else.
Really
It was-
bizarre.
yeah.
Okay, as the ginger of the group, I was also very much a victim of this fashion crime. Half your legs were orange. That's the bit we're not telling people. Only the bit that you could see outside your sock.
Between your socks and your skirt.
Orange. And you left everywhere else. So I would have had white, like, you can kind of see how pale I am. Pale, and then orange legs, bronzered face, eyeliner inside my eyes.
And it was patchy as well because it was the wipes. So you just have it on your hands and like in patches on your legs.
But do you not remember the investigations? Because there was 3 of us. We all bought the same fake tan wipes.
Oh,
and
and
randomly,
I've only got 4 out of my 24.
you'd be like, this pack's feeling a wee bit light. And you'd be like looking around at the dinner table just to see who's a bit darker than they were. Like yesterday, you're like, yeah, you definitely use my fake tan wipes.
You've forgotten the worst bit would be the investigate. So everybody then would be investigating each other. The worst one was when my mum would investigate us because she would have found a fake tan wipe that had been left on the white pillow that had just got
That
all
was
over the
never
pillow.
me. I'd like
We
to
were
do that.
bad.
Was never
Yeah,
me.
it was definitely Taylor. No, but do you know what was even worse? So we went through a phase after that when the mousse came in, and they hadn't really come up with the gloves at the what are they called, the mitts at the time. You couldn't really get them in the shops particularly. I don't think so anyway. You probably could, but so we started using socks. And you put on your tan with socks.
Stop telling
Now
everybody
the
this.
best bit was frequently our dads and our brothers would come home and they'd tell us, they go, come and see this. They'd take their shoes off, they'd take their socks
Can't
off,
believe you're telling everyone this.
and they had orange feet because they'd put the socks on that we had used for fake tan, and so they just had orange feet and that was it. I remember it was our younger brother kept saying, I actually went to school and went to PE and got changed and took my socks off and my feet were bright orange.
Now, when we say orange, this tan is orange.
It wasn't
it's not
brown
even
at the time, it was
it's not even like a
orange.
real tan. It's bright orange.
It
Did you not
was
think
really
he had
bad.
jaundice or something?
I think
think
he
he
worked
got
it
it
out.
right,
that his feet were orange.
Oh my god, he probably did.
Now, there's something else as well that I've never told about. Since this has become a very confessional podcast, does anyone remember now there was a phase, it didn't last very long, like in production, and this is probably why, where there was fake tan that was like, not a mousse, it was like, like a spray, like
That's
a
still a
at-home
thing.
spray.
That's the kind I use.
Pardon?
Yeah.
When
like
I
a spray
use fake
tan.
tan, I use the spray.
It was a version of the tan that we used to use that only for a short time was available like that. And it was, you sprayed it, it was very like high pressure and it went everywhere. Now
That would go all over the carpet and the walls.
all over the walls, and I remember my mum when I bought it, my mum said, "Don't you dare like get that everywhere," and I was like, "I won't, Mum. Don't worry about me, Mum." And then I put it on and I'm
Do you know what I think
all
the
over
worst
the
thing
walls,
is?
and I was like, "Oh my god, no!"
The smell of that. Even when you put it on a room and you'd open the room door, oh my goodness, it was like toxic.
For anyone that doesn't know, there are 6 girls in our house. Now, I'd say at this point, definitely it was only us 3 that were the fake tan. But we
To
went
be
through it.
honest, I wasn't too bad. I had like one phase and then I was like, that was a mistake. Done.
Leora.
One phase that lasted 20 years.
That was a
Okay.
mistake. I learned quickly, but you should
I learned
know.
how to apply it very quickly in these two. They're not very intelligent. As you
But
might
darling,
say.
your fake tan was awful.
Actually,
I actually worry about you.
I'm going to say though, in the time that Leona came up the ranks, I think it was that short period of time where things got better as far as fake tan was concerned. I was in the full-on wipe stage of fake tan, so I definitely think between me and Taylor probably had it worse.
And to be honest, I think I got lucky because I was the youngest of you 3 that even with makeup, so you both sort of experimented with trying out what worked. I wouldn't experiment and I would just go, oh, like, honey, could you come do my makeup for me?
Yeah.
And when she knew
You
how
still
to
do
it.
that?
Whenever we've got a big gig or something, I don't do my makeup.
Now, there's something interesting as well, because I only stopped wearing fake tan less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So I used to still, so I'm obviously ginger. I would still wear fake tan, and what actually made me not wear fake tan was I realised people commented a lot on how pale I was. It's kind of, obviously we're from Scotland, so being ginger is a topic of conversation, but it was always guys, and it was always like grown men that had like an opinion on what colour I should have been, to the point where I actually stood back and I was like, wait a minute, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, who actually cares?
That's so weird.
But it's weird that I was concerned. Like, I would be like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe, and because I'm so pale as well, if I made a mistake in my fake tan, you could see it. So it's strange for me to be like on the other side where I don't care anymore. But yeah, again, like, I think it sort of ties in with what you were saying about makeup. It's odd to be expected to do these kind of things just as like an everyday. It's weird how it was bigger in my head. Like, it was bigger that I couldn't wear things without wearing fake tan. I couldn't show like my bare skin without it being tanned. And then I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I mean,
it don't matter.
there are other obvious reasons for wearing makeup or these kind of things, because I remember I had such bad skin when I was at school, and I remember that was a big thing for me, was covering up my skin. So that was, I suppose that actually just completely just solidified that for me, that I had to wear it. And then even when my skin got better, I found it really hard to pull that back and let myself not wear makeup.
Now, do you think wearing makeup made your skin worse? Do you think it had any impact?
To be honest, it probably did, but I think that when you're a teenager and you've got hormonal bloody acne or whatever, that it's not going to get much better not wearing it anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's hormonal. You have to just kind of ride that one out, or obviously go and get some for it, but I didn't really want to do that.
The funny thing is I remember having bad skin as well. Went through a few years of it, and I remember having friends. So there was one friend in particular, and he had really bad acne. I remember him saying, oh, the doctor said, so they tried different things that didn't work. So bear in mind, he was maybe 16, so it's the prime age that your hormones are changing, you're going to get acne. Everybody at school had acne at this point. And he said, oh, I'm going to try. So there was a medication at this point. He said, but the side effects are really bad. And he said, there's all these things, and he had really bad asthma, different things like that. And I remember looking at him, so I was self-conscious of my own face for having spots. I remember looking at him going, I've never once looked at you or looked at your spots or even registered the fact that you have spots. Yet, as when you're that age, that you feel so conscious of it. Yeah. But it's meaningless in the grand scheme of things, that you, like, really nobody cares. No. Nobody looks at someone and goes, they have spots.
Well, I mean, obviously we know that kids at school can be mean and say those things, but actually, fortunately, I didn't really have to experience that. But I do know that there are people who do, and their lives can be made a misery, and because of it. But you are true. Most people don't actually notice these things, and it is, a lot of it is just your own internalised feelings about yourself and the sort of pressure that's put on you that just builds up. But it's a strange thing to realise at some point in your life you don't have to do these things.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good place to sort of wind this whole thing down, is like the realisation that with makeup, you know, especially for my own experience, it was fake tan, that I was like, it's all existing inside your own head and whether you feel like you should do it or not do it.
Yeah. And I would say as well, let us know about your sort of fashion or makeup fails, or not just fails, you know, if you've got a talent in it, let us know. Show us, you can tweet us pics. We are at the Logan's World, so you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We want to hear from you. We want to see what you're up to as well, so let us know and ask us questions about what you would like to see us talking about.
I have a special request. I would like to you send me your fashion fails in pictures. I would like to see them. I would probably like to see it to comfort myself.
I was going to say that'll make you feel so much better.
It'll make me feel like, oh wait, everybody did their eyeliner. Mine was the worst.
Taylor, you look back even like say a week ago and you go, oh my god, what was I wearing?
Honestly,
that's the level of Taylor's fashion
it
sense.
was not that long ago, Honor found pictures from about a year ago. She was like, oh, these were ones I thought I deleted, and I found them, and I was looking through and I was like, what was I wearing? In my own head I was like, what are you doing?
Well, you know
Usually
what?
people have that like an era later where they're like, oh, the fashion back then. Man, mine yesterday, I'm like, what was I doing?
That's because you're taking risks. That's it. You're allowed.
You are allowed
to.
But definitely, it's just, this is an opportunity as well to say that, you know, just remember that you are loved, you are beautiful, you're wonderful, you're all very unique in your own way, and that's what we should be celebrating, rather than being so concerned about looking a certain way that just makes us all the same.
So we will see you next time. Hope you've enjoyed this. Let us know what you want to hear. We love you very much. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
It's the Logan Show.